social account that showed former President Barack Obama and his wife Michelle as apes. The video was posted late on Thursday night from Trump's official account. It showed the faces of the Obamas placed on animated apes in a clip promoting false claims about the 2020 election. The White House says a staff member posted the video by mistake. This is after it had defended earlier by the press secretary, who's Carolyn Leavitt, as the internet meme depicting Trump as the king of the jungle. Republican Senator Tim Scott describes the post as the most racist thing he has seen from the White House. Meanwhile, civil rights group NAACP says the post shows how Trump and his supporters really view black people. Let's get more reaction right now. For the latest, joining us live is Newzroom Afrika correspondent Simon Marks. Simon, good to have you on the program this evening. So what exactly was shown in the video President Trump shared, and why has it been widely criticized as racist?
Well, so, Nkla, the first thing to point out is that President Trump did repost that video on his own social media account over his own social media platform, Truth Social. And the first minute of the video is an exposition on President Trump's belief that the 2020 presidential election was rigged, that Joe Biden did not win it, and that he, Donald Trump, in fact, won it. Yes, he's still trying to litigate the outcome of an election that took place 6 years ago. After 59 seconds of what appears to be a sort of an academic effort to explain why, falsely, the 2020 presidential election was rigged, that video appears to come to an end, and then very briefly, for just under 2 seconds, you see these images of Barack Obama and Michelle Obama as primates in the jungle, and you can hear the soundtrack of The Lion King briefly play behind them. Now, this video, the video showing the Obamas depicted as primates, is not new. It first surfaced last year when a local Republican party in Kentucky posted an extended version of that video to their Facebook account. And it caused consternation, and it resulted in that local Republican Party in one county in Kentucky deleting the post off Facebook, and the head of that local Republican Party apologizing for having disseminated it. So when the White House this morning initially tried to circle the wagons and say that this was all fake outrage and that reporters ought to be focusing on things that really matter to the American people, it's not even clear that the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt understood the history of this particular video. But as a growing number of President Trump's fellow Republicans weighed in, including, as you said, Senator Tim Scott, the only African-American Republican in the Senate, who said notably that this was the most racist thing he had seen coming from Donald Trump's White House, but he didn't say this is the only racist thing that he had seen coming from Donald Trump's White House. Then other Republican lawmakers joined the clamor urging the president to take that video down. He took it down just over 2 hours ago here in the United States at around noon. It had been up on his social media platform for nearly 12 hours. And then the White House changed its story and said that this had been reposted to the president's account by a junior staffer. But that is not going to do anything to distract attention away from the growing anger towards a White House and a government that has on numerous occasions in the past posted totalitarian memes, some argue racist memes, on the White House social media accounts and other Trump government social media accounts. This is not, according to the president's critics and detractors, a one-off. This is part of the continuing totalitarian meme culture that the Trump administration likes to embrace as it tries to convey its messaging to the public.
Simon, as we continue tracking reactions, the White House called the backlash fake outrage and said it was a meme, really. What does this explanation tell us about how the administration views especially offensive content in political communication?
Well, I mean, look, it raises all sorts of questions about who's managing Donald Trump's Truth Social account, whether he reposted this video or, as they now claim, a junior staffer reposted it. Did they watch the whole video through before they reposted it to the president's 11.7 million followers? Certainly there's been no apology from the president personally, or indeed from his press secretary for the appearance of this video on his social media account. But more broadly, this speaks to a White House that is increasingly engaged in an aggressive posture when it comes to communicating its politics to the American people and the wider world. And there have been a raft of recent examples. Just earlier this month, the Department of Homeland Security was accused of posting a meme in an effort to recruit additional ICE agents to round up illegal immigrants on the streets of America. And it asked which way American man, which is a phrase that critics of the government say is a reference to a 1978 book called Which Way Western Man, which argues that Adolf Hitler was right and that violence against Jews is justified. Last month, the Department of Labor here posted a video urging Americans to remember who you are. And it argued that the United States is a country of one homeland, one people, one heritage. And again, critics of the Trump administration claimed that that phrase was redolent of a phrase that was used by the Nazi authorities in Germany: one people, one realm, one leader. Again, Trump administration officials dismissed questions about all of that. The Assistant Secretary of Homeland Security saying that anyone who was raising questions about the meme culture that this administration is embracing was suffering from what they like to call here Trump derangement syndrome, which of course is a non-existent affliction that they always argue is overtaking the minds of Trump administration critics. So again, this is not a flash in the pan by the Trump administration. And more broadly, of course, the president personally and his government more widely has been accused on numerous occasions of racist and scatological comments, whether it's been descriptions of Nigeria that we can't repeat on a family TV show, whether it's the description of illegal immigrants here as vermin. I mean, there has been no shortage of examples in which the president and his acolytes have used language that many of their critics contend has been fundamentally racist as they go about the daily business of government here.
Simon, before I let you go, what does this moment or this incident say about the role of AI and social media in modern political discourse, especially during a sensitive time such as Black History Month?
Well, I mean, social media, of course, here is now absolutely ubiquitous in terms of American politics. No political party can function without a viable social media strategy. And because America particularly is increasingly siloed, social media has also become siloed. So Republicans like to use Elon Musk's X. Many Democrats still use Elon Musk's X, but they're also embracing Blue Sky, an alternative platform here that is generally viewed as tilting more to the left as X tilts ever further to the right under Mr. Musk's ownership. But social media and AI, of course, come together because the Trump administration particularly has embraced AI imagery in an effort to advance its own political fortunes among Donald Trump's Make America Great Again supporters. And so it becomes increasingly difficult for American voters who are not necessarily equipped with the knowledge or the technological background to be able to see AI and immediately identify it as AI, it makes it very, very difficult for the individual voter to know whether what they are seeing is real or not. And that process is only going to intensify as AI gets better, and it gets better every single day. With time, it improves, and as it improves, it will become harder and harder for voters in any democracy to be able to distinguish what is real from what is fiction, whether they're looking at it on a social media account or on a streaming channel or any other kind of platform. It's a massive problem, and particularly in terms of these racist tropes that so often seem to be cropping up in US government communications under President Trump.
Joining us live from Washington, D.C., that's my colleague Simon Marks.